Hello and welcome back. If you're into all things makeup, then you are in the right place. So hit the subscribe button. Why not? It's free, costs you nothing. So I'm going to do my everyday bulletproof summer makeup. I already done my brows. They're in place. I will list all the products down below that I use. I've got my coffee and we're just going to jump into it. So I have used the P. Louise base and I'm just going to make sure there's no creases on that because I did my base before I set up. Everything in this video is affordable. I've kind of done it that way because it's every day, so it's makeup I use quite a lot. Some things you're going to want to replace quite a lot. So I'm going to start off with my SheGlam Smart Cookie palette. Love this palette. It's an all matte palette. I'm doing an all matte look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some brushes. I'm going to grab this P. Louise number 230 brush and I'm just going to take Love Chip, which is this colour right here, and I'm just going to pack that on the outer portion of the eye. That's all I'm going to do. Just pack it out. I'm going to go too mad. Make sure I get in all those wrinkles as well though. And I'm just going to pack a little bit just on the outer portion of the lower lash. Just a little bit, not a lot. So that's down and done. And I'm going to take a fluffier brush. I'm going to find a fluffier brush. I'm going to take my P. Louise number 297 and I'm going to just take Coco Loco, which is the next shade there. I'm just going to use very, very lightly, tap it off and just use that to diffuse and blend that deeper shade. I'm not sure this is the right brush for this. Okay, I've kind of swapped brushes because that one was a bit pants for this. I feel like when I've cleaned it, I've splayed it out and it needs to be washed again to kind of revert back to the correct shape. This other brush is much better. This is a Sigma E40 and I'm going to take a Real Techniques medium shadow brush and I'm just going to go in with Fortune Teller, which is the almost lightest shade right there. I'm going to use that to kind of diffuse up to the brow. This is literally, the eye's almost done. I'm going to take this Morphe M135 brush. I know we all hate Morphe at the minute, but I've had this brush for ages and I absolutely love it. And I'm going to take Milky Way, which is the almost white shade. I'm just going to put that all over the lid. Up into the crease with it. It's really good for putting matte powders on this, matte eyeshadows on this brush. I don't know why. I'll probably never get it again, so I hope it never falls apart. And then just take a little bit more of that Coco Loco and just diffuse it all together. Because it doesn't need to be like this really bold look. It's just a little everyday look. This is what I would do every day, but some people wouldn't. This is me. Okay, and before I do my lashes, I'm going to put my primer on just so it's got a minute to sink into the skin. And I'm going with my e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. Love this stuff. I love the pot one. I love this one. I think I put a bit too much on my hands. I always like to rub it together and then really press that into the skin, get under the jawline, because you know, if you're going to go down your neck with primer, why would you not put a little bit of primer just under here and just really press that right into the skin. And we could just give that a minute to just soak in now. While we're giving it a minute, I'm going to curl my lashes and I'm going to do my mascara. I'm going to use, in that little tray here, the L'Oreal Telescopic False Lash Mascara. Controversial. I know about Lashgate, but I've just tried it myself. It doesn't make me look like I've got Demi Wispies on, but it's okay. I don't think it's one I'd buy again, but I don't buy a lot of mascaras twice in all honesty. It is really black, and it does give me a bit of length, but it's not setting my world on fire. But for an everyday mascara, it does the job. Okay, so that's a couple of coats. You can see it's a little bit different. Like I say, it's not setting my world on fire, but not much does these days. And that is it. I'll do my bottom lashes when I've done my skin, and that is it. Eyes are done. So I always like to do my concealer first, but I've not wet my beauty sponge. I'm going to go wet my beauty sponge and I'm going to come right back. So in Aldi the other day I did pick up some concealer. If anyone knows how to say the Aldi brand makeup, then please let me know, because I can't pronounce it. And I'll give it a go once and it was okay, so I'm going to give it another go and see kind of what happens. So it's not like a bad consistency, it's quite thick, but not like too thick, not like tart Shape Tape thick or anything like that. I'm just going to tap it in. I'm just going to show you what it's like under the eyes for now before I conceal anywhere else. It's not got a vast amount of coverage, but for every day it's okay. See, I don't think that's too bad. It looks a lot brighter on camera than it actually is. So it's not got the best coverage in the world. It's not gonna, you know, for I think it was £3.99, it's fine. A little bit on my chin. I'm gonna put a bit around my nose because I'm quite red there at the moment. Like thread vein type red. And bounce that in. See, that bounces quite nicely. That goes quite nice. It does look really light. I've got the sun as well though, so a bit more tan than I usually would be. Okay, so foundation, SheGlam Complex Pro Long Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation. Now, I like my makeup to last all day long, so I am going for a matte foundation. I'm going for powder, I'm going for matte. I know it's an everyday look and we want to be everyday, but I want it to bleed and last basically, so we're going for it. So I'll just do a couple of pumps. You know, it's quite full coverage, but we don't need to go to town on it, we can go lightly with it. And we're just going to bounce that in all over the face. I mean, it's not the most full coverage foundation in the world, but in terms of everyday, it is quite full coverage. And then just take the other end of that beauty sponge and just blend the concealer and the foundation together, because otherwise you're going to get that line and we don't want that. I'm just going to do another pump of foundation and do another coat. Hey up, here's trouble.
Hello! Keep that in it.
Keep that in it.
Okay.
Love you. So, powder. I'm going to use my Insta Ready Face and Under Eye Setting Powder Duo from SheGlam. It is good, this is so good. You get, you can open it, press powder, and then you take the lid off and you get a loose powder. So I'm going to do the press powder under my eye. I'm just going to make sure there's no creases. I can see a little bit of creasing right in there. I'm going to take my Trigwell puff, pick up some powder and tap that in. This is translucent, I'm sure it's translucent. What I like to do before I do the rest of my face is take a brush and just wipe off anything that's loose, anything that's over the top, just so that I get a bit less creasing on my under eyes. And then the lid comes off. I have the loose powder and I'm going to take a Trigwell puff, pick up quite a lot of powder there, bash some off on my hand, and that's probably where I'll pick it up from next, and then tap that all over my face. Again, just take a brush and just brush off anything that's a bit too much, anything that's a bit loose, just to make yourself look a little bit more put together. That's how I like to do it. You might do it differently. Okay, so I'm going to bronze. I'm going to take my MUA Makeup Academy bronze, and this is in the shade Solar. God, I can't open it. You know, I love having nails on, but then when it comes to opening stuff, it just doesn't happen. And I'm going to take my PC04 brush, just pick up some product, and then just like pretty much on the cheekbone, but like kind of touching it but not completely on there, because I've only got quite a small face. So if I went on my cheekbone, it'd be here. So that is the top, my cheekbone there. So I kind of like to go on the bottom part of the cheekbone for myself. Blend a little bit on the jaw, just chisel. and then blend up on the forehead. My under eyes do look very bright on camera, but they, in the natural light, they're not that light. Okay, I'm just going to do my bottom lashes as well, so they're kind of set, because they look a bit weird right now. I know that everyone does the bottom lashes, but I like them done. I feel like I look weird without them done. And for cheeks, I have picked up my Rimmel Maxi Blush. I've had this for so long. If you've watched some of my other videos, everyday makeup, drugstore, whatever, it generally makes an appearance, and I do love it. And I have the shade Exposed 006. Absolutely love it. It's a gorgeous, it is the perfect rosy pink. The perfect rosy pink. It's so soft and just, yeah, it is one of my all-time favourite. And I'm not a Rimmel fan, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not a Rimmel fan, but it's one of my all-time absolute favourite blushes of all time. Just pick up some of that and pat that on. A little bit up over the forehead as well, because who doesn't love that look? And just make sure that's kind of not on top of the bronzer, but blended into it a little bit. And I've contoured a little bit with my bronzer. I know you don't contour with your bronzer, but I do. You can actually tell that I have a window on this side of me, because my shed has a door here, and this side looks brighter than this side. But yeah, I do love it. And then for what is this stuff? Highlighter. I'm going to use my Sephora highlighter in Sparkling Honey. It's called a Luminizer. I love this. Recent purchase. Really nice. It's like, it's a goldy pinky champagne colour. Perfect for every day. A little bit on the brow bone, on the cheekbones. Look at that. It's gorgeous without being too over the top. I mean, I bet you could. I'd build it to be over the top, but this is every day, so I'm going to do the usual high points, a little bit on my finger. Right, and now I know this is an all matte look, however, I'm going to take a small brush. I say all matte look, I mean all matte eye look, and I'm going to put some of the highlighter onto the inner portion of my eye, because I feel like it really does make the eye pop. Now, I'm not going to use any liner or anything. Done. And I'm going to use a setting spray now. I really could do with some like new setting sprays. I've got like 4. I've got the one size one, but I just really need some good recommendations. So if you've got any good recommendations for a really good setting spray, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm going to use this PS Prep and Perfect. Don't really like the sprayer on it. I'm trying to use it. I've tried it. Oh, right. Lips. Let's get some lips done. Okay, so lips. I've been loving the Revolution Satin Kiss Lip Liner and my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. This is just like the most well-worn thing ever. So that is like really soft. I don't even know what possessed me to buy it. I mean, I don't know if it was a 3 for 2. I don't even know what possessed me to buy it, but I love it. It's like really soft and just really creamy. Love it. And then a little bit of this ink state in the middle. I mean, this is a lot darker than you think it's going to be. If you can hear like what sounds like a helicopter in the background, it's my laptop. The fans come on and for some reason it's really loud, and I probably need a new laptop, but I'm not about that right now. The finished look, I love it. It lasts all day long. It's just, it is a lot of makeup, and for some people it is too much, but for me, I would absolutely go to the office like this. I'd go just do a bit of shopping like this. This is just the ultimate everyday summer look for me, because as my face starts, as I start to get hot and, you know, sweat a little bit, I'll get that like little glow, and the amount of powder that I've put on will just give me that glow. It'll give me that edge, and I won't look like an oil slick. is what I'm trying to say. I just won't look like an arse lick. But if you did like this video, don't forget to give me a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up, a comment, anything you like. Anything and everything is very much appreciated. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!